You want to lick them.
I'm a king of the street.
Jungle. Oh, how dare you! I just realised you're singing about my feet. Come on, let's see yours then. Let's have a good laugh.
Cocktail pasty feet, yeah.
No, they are long. The toes are quite long. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you not think they're quite a nice shape though?
Well, you don't donate them to science.
Do you know what they say about a woman's feet?
No, what?
I'm used to that. So remember that.
At least they're not like child's feet and like gnarly and ugly at the same time. They're big, but they're like.
You could hang off trees with them.
Bojan.
Yeah.
I'll slap you around the face with my feet in a minute. See how you like it.
Yeah, well, if you see the stuff she sends me, it's fucking ridiculous.
I've never got that with women, single or not. I mean, I when I was single briefly between my marriage and meeting Chris, the amount of guys that would send pictures of their genitals.
She asked me for it, so what I did was I found pictures of dicks in shoes. And she goes, "Is that your dick?" And I was like, "Well, no, I don't own a pair of heels."
And I wouldn't put my dick in it if I did.
I'm not going to send you a picture of my dick. And then I said to her, if I said to you, send me a picture of your vagina, would you do it? And she said yes. I said, well, I'm not asking,
no.
so please don't.
And do you know what? One thing I'm proud to say is I have never ever sent a shot of anything inappropriate because I just think it could end up anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never allowed anyone to video anything like a sexual nothing because it's just stupid. And then
I've got a couple videos.
and you're like, and then they start crying like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I got loud enough for it, didn't I?
I went to Essex once and did The Only Way is Essex. I was an extra.
That's what they call you, is it?
An extra on the only way.
Yeah, it was crap. It made me realise what crap it was. Hey, Graham.
That's just as good as my claim to fame being on Morning Worship.
You said Morning Wood, I thought you were going for.
Morning Wood.
Morning Worship? What the fuck are you on that for?
Well, you said
I was 6 years old in the
So
church.
were you
Morning has
You went into church.
broken.
I was on Morning Worship. I was on Spotlight singing Trelawney for the last night of the Cornish Proms. That was in the Wigan Pen.
Mate.
And you can just about see me in the third row of the audience of SmackDown, March the 29th, 2005.
Amazing. Oh, you saw me float past the camera in a blue dress.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Basically, my party piece I know all the real names of the cast and neighbours.
You do?
I didn't go to many parties.
So
I'm going to do most of this interview apparently as Nelson Mandela.
yeah.
The people of South Africa. That's my favourite. I'm Nelson Mandela.
Well, you do look like
I'm quite impressed with it, but he's dead now. It's hard. Don't know if I can do it again, do you know?
Oh my god.
I've also got one other impression. I can only say a couple of things, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I have to be really loud, so I'm not going to do it, but I'll do it for you later.
His favourite line I ever heard Arnold Schwarzenegger do was, my shoe is bigger than his car.
Graham, it was your birthday,
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah.
and
It
I hope
was.
you had a lovely time. I didn't manage to attend.
Got me some dirty shit again, haven't you?
Oh, you should say that first. I don't know if you said this to.
The care package, you mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, Graham, you'd been unwell,
Yeah.
hospital, and some serious shit. So I very kindly visited, and I'd brought along a care package.
Yeah.
And what was?
There was lots of porn. There was a lot of kiddies magazines as well. Not like. That's the wrong way to word that. There's lots of
what
like
you mean.
children's
Beano.
Beano type thing.
No, yeah, well, yeah.
But
sort of,
modern
but like,
day.
you know, it's got
CBeebies.
Like, it's got like a little radio on the front or something,
Yes.
a plastic thing, and then
Yes.
you've got colouring book, that sort of shit.
So about £5 a
Magic
pop.
stuff, which was pretty good.
Some magic tricks.
Yeah,
there was
really good.
a copy of Reader's Wives.
Oh yeah, there was.
Like real Reader's Wives, which was hard to find. I had to go
It
to
was proper.
I had
What's
to
that?
go. Reader's Wives.
It's basically readers' wives.
Oh.
Readers.
That's what it says.
Oh.
They send in pictures of what their
Of the
misses.
nipplage.
I had to go out of my way to go to a petrol station
Much appreciated.
to go and.
Your love knows no bounds.
And then what was it? I ate food in that, or
Indeed.
just some other
No,
stuff.
I had a vegan bar.
Vegan?
A natural type thing, do you know, raw.
Oh yeah, because it's on the mend. You know.
Yeah.
I had 2 DVDs. There was also a cult book. You got
Book of Cults. Yeah.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Not
what else
45.
No, as in proper cults.
Oh, David Koresh. Yeah.
Pretty.
Bowden,
dark
you
shit.
know your cult.
What else did we have in there?
Well, what happened to the? What did you do? The Reader's Wives? Did it get well
I gave it
used?
to Gary.
Ah, yeah, as you do. Did you get him some like moist toilet tissue or something useful?
Every time Gary comes back, there's like a new gift on his bed that I just for him.
You just give him all
Or
your
blow up
crap.
doll in the toilet.
Yeah, I blow up doll. He's got that as well.
Has he?
At the moment, it's actually propped up against my wall and scares me every single morning. I wake up, I'm like, what are you doing in my room?
Never get
A
used
bit
to
like
it.
Gary, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't around for your birthday. So I've got your lovely.
I didn't get him a present. I
There you
feel shit
go.
now.
Oh, it's a advent calendar.
Oh! What's on it?
I honestly thought it was going to be a
My
framed
Little
photo of
Pony.
Nick.
My Little Pony.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash is the best
Kinnison.
one.
And I've got a card that says Dave and then crossed out says Graham. Let's open the card. It's probably going to say something really disgusting.
Let's hope so.
Birthday girl. There's a unicorn with a cock jizzing into a pond. I'm doing a massive poo. That's good.
And some
Oh, I've
tits.
got £10.
She, you gave him some monies.
Oh, he wants that back in a minute. Graham Week. Quims. Period blood. Pussy.
Oh,
Porno is... Oh, it's a thing, right. Quims are red. Porno is blue. I saw a tramp's gaping anus at a bus stop and I thought it was you. What a lovely gay... What? I thought I actually said that before. I didn't realise. Yeah, for a wank. And then there's me masturbating over a plastic cock and there's a wheelchair and a...
has he drawn that himself? Can I just
There's
have a
pot
look,
noodle.
please? For you to know what's happening, it must be a fairly good illustration, really.
Caution, very large
He
dildo.
drawn that himself.
Yeah.
It's just a stock image on Moonpig. It's Graham wanking. It's just...
Colon killer. That's good. It's a little... Yeah, that's,
Stock image on Moonpig.
that's different. Neck.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Cheers, mate. I love it.
I had the saltiest dessert. Oh, shh now. You boys are terrible. When I went to the Cotswolds, it's a beautiful place. Will you...
The what's waltz? What?
Not
The
the
swollen what?
Cotswolds, the
I went to
Cotswolds.
Cockwells.
And I made a...
Saltiest fucking
Imagine that,
dinner.
Cockworld. Imagine the variety of rides.
They've got
Phallic
a,
palace.
there
That's
is
what I
a
think they'd have there.
there is a penis museum in the Netherlands. Yeah. They've got like
Almost worth flying for.
they've got all of them. They've got animal ones and
All of them. Yeah. I've got all the penis. It's like a big boast in school. Yeah, well, you might have one penis, but I've got all the penis.
my dad could pick up your dad with his cock. I just got a bigger cock than your dad.
Much bigger than your dad's cock. My dad.
I'll be really upset to see your dad's cock. Why would they have seen that? Do you want a piece of chocolate?
I'm all right.
You want a
thank
piece of
you.
I'm
chocolate?
willing it. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. You got your own
Just
chocolate.
said yeah for
Bowden.
no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't get in it.
Just rip it, mate. Rip the top.
Rip the top.
Yeah, done it.
Protrude. Oh, it's tasty. Oh, it's not got like, it's a one solid block with an M on it. M for Mel, that's my name. Sorry, I'm shouting up into the mic.
Have you ever been tested?
Many times. They couldn't work out what was wrong. I'm rare. Rare as hen's teeth, that's what my gran would say. But she's dead. Right, what's next?
So how was your birthday? What did you do? What happened?
I can't remember.
You ate a meal with me, how could you forget?
Oh no, I did. I went out for dinner. We did the toast gig, didn't we?
It went well.
Bowden did my set, and then I was like, "Well, I'm still booked to do something." So in the break, I had to write a set and just
Wing it.
Basically, in the end, I just insulted Bowden for about 5 minutes. So it was good. What
Like
else?
you-
And then I had a couple other things I did. Really, I had a run of gigs, so we just did them, and every time different people turned up, we had another meal. So I just dragged it out, really. And then when I went up to London after that, do some gigs and watch some comedy, and I had another birthday meal when I was up there because other people didn't see me before that. And then
Talk about milking it.
yeah, it's
Oh,
really good. I got loads of free shit. It was good. Joined the gang. That was good.
Joined a gang.
He drags his birthday out like the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like
Like the Queen I am. I thought you were going to say
the queen you are.
Queen you are. Yeah.
He's probably got a son that wants him dead somewhere.
I was doing Graham's set.
Well, as we pointed out, it's quite ironic that I remembered his set more than I remember mine.
It was super. It was
I've heard it
flawless.
so many times.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on for about 2 minutes, and then I
You also
realised.
did the alternative punchline to one of my jokes that we said we'd never do on a car ride because we're like, no, we can't do that. So there's a joke that I do where it reveals it's supposed to build up, and it's supposed to build up to the point where people think that this woman I'm dressing has got a cock, but it turns out she's got a tattoo of Gotwan's face on her inner thigh. Well, Bowden did it, so it turns out she's got a tattoo of Jamie Oliver. And he goes, which is really ironic because she was 15, which is his restaurant name, and that's the joke. And he did that alternative thing, and
It
everyone
worked. But they laughed.
yeah, they did laugh. They all were really shocked when I did a new bit that I've been working on. It's not really been working on, it's just about misheard lyrics, which sounds pathetic, but it was just a friend of mine heard the Fresh Prince lyrics. I think I've probably told you this before.
It's
So
funny.
she's singing along. We're watching the Fresh Prince because it's on Netflix all over now. So the whole thing. So we're watching that before we go out, and we're singing along. And then she says, "Chilling out, Maxim, relaxing, all cool, and then shooting some people outside of a school." And I stopped her and I went like, "What the fuck was that?" And she went, "Yeah, I know. I thought it was a bit weird too. But then it is America, and it was the day after the shootings in America, and then everyone was really shocked, thinking I was doing some controversial bit, but really I was just telling a story of
That
what
actually happened.
So,
Love
yeah.
a good misheard lyric.
It's
So, yeah.
such a like arted show though. The fact that she'd think like they're so commonplace. We just put them into any random
Yeah.
A program that kids can watch, like a normal sort of 6 p.m. type show.
like Malcolm Middle would be like, yeah, and some kids shooting.
Malcolm in the Middle, did you say?
Yeah.
I loved that programme.
Gotta love Malcolm Middle.
I'd forgotten it, and now it's come to the forefront of my brain, and I loved it.
Blaine.
My brain!
Oh, Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan
Ross. Wibble wibble.
Oh,
Shit. What's wrong with us?
For years, I thought the lyric to the Britney Spears song, and I actually did actions in a nightclub. I thought the lyric was "Show me how you want to do me."
what's the actual lyric?
Show me how you want it to be.
Oh,
I
no!
thought
Show me how you want it to be. But he thought it was
Show me how you wanna do me.
Oh, with
You
action.
wanted to chop your dick off. That's the action you just showed.
We're being treated to the actions.
I thought it was do the lucky lady, not do it like a
We're
lady.
probably going to have some more dancing.
Well, no, I usually had 2 hands free. I was holding a drink, so it's more like the DX chop. That's what I was doing at the time.
yeah.
Oh dear,
What's the
Borden.
DX chop? I mean, I guess it's that.
Yeah. Suck it.
I will not.
I snorted.
Is DX one of your wrestlers?
Yeah.
Do you like to watch him oiled up, slipping around?
Let's get ready to suck it.
I wish you could see action.
You're sat on my deaf side, and I can still hear that crystal clear. Well, good. Yeah. I laugh like Muttley. Do you remember Muttley?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muttley the dog. I hate the smell of Red Bull, but I like you, so I'll tolerate it.
Thanks very
He's
much.
drinking Red Bull.
So Bowden's just doing something.
That's just a bad impression of Penelope Pitstop.
Oh, Penelope Pitstop.
I thought we were just in like police academy.
Yeah.
So, Bowden, tell me about your wrestling. I know you're a big fan of wrestling.
I treat it as male soap opera. So everybody's like talks about Coronation Street and EastEnders and says, "Oh, what did so and so do?" And I think male soap opera, you just forget it's not real and get lost in it. Quite handy to go to America and things like that to watch it and explore a few towns. So I've been to New York and Atlanta, Houston, California.
Wrestling journey, mate.
Yeah. And I have actually been to wrestling camp myself.
Oh, yeah,
I am
I remember that.
Did you? Oh my
I'm
god.
technically a trained professional wrestler.
Right, tell me everything about wrestling.
Well, I say trained professional. I know how not to kill people. I went to wrestling camp in Kent for a week.
Kent.
Hooster,
the Hamlet School of
Dallas, Las
Wrestling.
Vegas, Kent.
Whose owner has since shot himself. But,
You were that bad.
This is my finest
You
pupil.
don't like my karaoke because my wrestling name turned out being Ian the Karaoke Kid Bowden.
That's a
Because
good name.
turning detractor from a wrestling department, I had a Walkman at the time, and I got the stuff of myself singing.
Yeah.
It was way before Disney that I used to do that. I actually had a tape of myself, so I was listening to myself singing to Cher.
Wait. wait, you got to run this past me again. So you're just like at home, or you're in the car?
Oh no, this is in the dorm room. So I was listening to myself. They wondered what I was listening to because I was humming along. They put it in the boom box. This is how long. This is how long ago it was. 1995.
Yes,
They put it in the boom box. Thought it was so amusing. They dragged me over to the training room to do a live performance at 2:00 in the morning. So as punishment, the next day I had to do it in the middle of a wrestling ring. So there was me in the middle of a wrestling ring, surrounded by about 15 blokes built like brick outhouses, singing into an empty Coke bottle to a backing track of me singing to Cher.
My God. How are you alive?
That's where I got my own performance ability from.
Yeah. That is different.
But on the wrestling side, I got suplexed once, had Deep Heat all over me for a week, and that's about it.
You got deep heat's the beastly stuff.
I thought you said he got DP'd as well. He got suplex and then DP'd. Stuffed me right up.
So you go. What you? How did you find out about it in the first place? How do you?
Oh, it's in the Power Slam Wrestling magazine,
Oh, right.
back before the days of the internet.
So you want to go? This is what 95? Did you say?
Yeah, so I was 17 at the time. So.
All right,
you-
Russell. Keep it down.
And you want to go to wrestling camp? And how long is it? You stay there in the dorms?
Yeah, it's just a week, and they basically
Is
the
it like band camp sort of thing?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a trumpet up here?
and we got to see it's like a wrestling show with a couple of guys that were on it, and one of the guys that trained me was actually quite a popular wrestler in America.
Oh,
So
wicked.
Was it the
that's my
Undertaker?
Quite an
claim to fame.
experience.
Is it the Undertaker?
No, don't
That
put
would
him.
be
So,
amazing.
not a big household
He turned
name,
up.
but
Oh,
quite,
I love it.
quite a well-respected name.
If John Cena dedicates his next fight to you,
Sorry, I just needed to do that.
you can't see me.
I don't know what you're talking about, any of you.
We're talking about John Cena.
I know two wrestlers. Well, I know of the Undertaker because he was big when I was young, and all the other kids at school like wrestling. I didn't really follow it. And I know of John Cena from memes because he's very popular from memes.
Yeah.
From memes. Or
From
memes.
memes.
Some people call
Memes.
them, don't
I didn't know how to say it quite so
Those people are wrong.
they? Yeah, I would call it memes as well.
Memes.
Or meme.
It's meme as in gene.
Oh. I still don't know what you're talking about. Come on.
There's one superpower I have, and that's killing comedy with facts.
Because I've always pronounced it meme, but then when you look at the word meme, because I always remember words and pictures, magic E.
Oh yes,
Oh.
with the
No, that's school. mate.
E magic E.
Oh my
yeah.
Becomes
God.
road
Was
with
that with
me.
Was that the pencil that lit up when it touched
Cod
the doofer?
becomes
Yeah, yeah.
code with me.
From Look and Read.
My
Beans
God.
becomes bide with me. I'm magic E.
He's got a memory of that's pointless. He can't remember his own jokes, right? But he can remember the most pointless fucking shit.
I think he
you've
needs
ever heard.
sedation when he gets excited about things like this.
It just,
He
it's
was
insane.
bouncing up and down.
The other day he told me off. Did I tell you about this? I think we were talking about it earlier, but he literally pretty much went, no, I think you've got that wrong, Graham. Actually, Harold Bishop went on a trip with Madge back in 1991. And it was, he went through and he got everything, and I looked at it afterwards, I looked it up, I was like, I thought I was right, and I looked it up, he had it spot on.
Because he wrote the Wikipedia article on it.
Ridiculous.
So, did Harold die, didn't he? And then he came back?
Yeah.
They thought he drowned.
They thought he drowned,
Yeah.
and then he returned. and-
Allegedly, and then he
Yeah.
apparently
He had
years later he
amnesia.
lost his
That's
memory,
it.
and he's bloke called
That's
Ted
what I
working
remember.
for Salvation Army.
Yeah, and then he was delivering a parcel to someone in Ramsey Street,
Right.
and they recognised him as Harold,
Oh,
and then they got him
yes.
to meet Madge,
Yeah.
and she kind of revealed halfway through that
Yeah.
they were married or something,
Yeah.
and he kind of started getting his memory back, and then slowly over a few episodes he got it back. Didn't he?
Yeah, and then she fucking died anyway.
Yeah, she did.
What
she
a
did. She died
waste
cancer-
of
did she die
time.
cancer?
Yeah, something like that.
So was this because they wanted to kill off the character and he was popular, so they brought him back?
I think
Yeah, a bit like
he
Bobby in
probably
Dallas.
failed as
Dallas, that's something.
That they didn't want the whole season of Neighbours to be a dream. They're not that stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Whereas
Dream
wasn't
for
it
a
the
whole
dog's dream? The dog dream.
There was an episode where Bounce had a dream. I don't remember it fully.
Bouncer.
There was
I know
there was
it's
an episode
infamous.
of
fucking hell, Bouncer. Oh, they didn't say fucking hell, did they? Imagine that turning on 5:30.
Fucking hell, bouncer.
See, that is a lot better than Claire's Australian impression.
who's Claire?
I don't know, but she did an impression of Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
I don't know
yeah.
what that was, but yeah, that's what she did.
Kylie Minogue.
She went on and she said, she went on, she went, hello, I'm Kylie Minogue. I'm spinning around. what she was doing. That's her Australian accent.
That voice is the most funniest thing I've ever heard.
She's talking about Australian phrases.
You do it after a while, you go, Dr. Zoidberg. It's like kind of weird, isn't it?
Me and her. So funny.
I'm just going to drop it in occasionally, tell stories occasionally. So it came in my mouth. Avocado.
Sorry, my laugh is ridiculous.
How to do
So
voices.
Oh my god.
I met Pat Butcher and she's diplomatic immunity.
That's a quadruple lethal weapon.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
So wait, so you how long was wrestling camp?
It's just a week long, yeah. It's just a week.
Just
long
a week?
trip, yeah. So, like I said, I didn't learn that much. I learned how not to kill people by like DDT them. So I actually did.
DP them. Kill them by DP.
Somebody ran at me. First time only time I've really done 2 times I've really done a like proper wrestling move on people. I was like wrestled in the garage with my friends and all, and
Oh my
Did your fingers
we know what we're doing, but
backyard
two
wrestling.
two things I've used it on people, so to speak. Somebody ran at me, and I used their momentum as like drove her head into the ground. And then somebody else ran at me, and I belly suplexed
side.
him halfway across the garage.
I knew there was a dark side.
This
to
old
God,
bitch pushed in
Bojan.
front of him in the post office.
I'm having you as my
DP'd
bodyguard.
DP.
But I learned
probably
a few
a
submission
movement.
moves, but I just haven't really got the strength to pull them off.
Sorry,
I tried
who are you
jiu-jitsu.
pulling off?
I tried actually putting a sleeper hold on somebody in the park. Just somebody
Just a random.
No, ironically, somebody I knew. I was just showing it off, and then all of a sudden, some homeless guy sort of came up behind me, put a proper sleeper on me, and I had bloodshot eyes for a week.
Who does that happen to? Oh, Ian.
Woke up with a sore ass, like.
The cat park, or whatever it's called.
I'm
Cat's
so
Park.
well, where everybody
so
hangs
lost
themselves in Furnace Island.
What the fuck?
hell, you
I
are-
haven't lived.
You lived a life there.
I'm
mate.
so confused. Right, so you were in the park, you were showing off some wrestling moves. A homeless man came and grabbed you, and you sleep-holed him.
No,
No, he
slept
sleep hold
hold
me.
him.
Yeah, I was trying to put a proper sleep hold on somebody just
Oh,
to say
so
how it's done, and
this
he
was-
came up behind me and really squeezed me, and I ended
Yeah,
up bloodshot
bloodshot
eyes for a week.
This was like a local hero. He thought he was trying to save someone's
Yeah.
life. What is sleep-hold? Is that just where you put your crook of your elbow around them and then the arms
Yeah,
back?
but you basically cut off their air supply. It's not when you stick their cock down your throat. That's your cock down their throat, Rob.
Mel, she pointed at you about your cocktail. I don't know what's going on.
Excuse me. What did I do?
That is not a legitimate wrestling move that teach you at wrestling camp. I think you were abused. I think if they shove their cocks down your...
New
Do you
meaning
want to come
headlock.
to wrestling camp? No.
What age are you at this point?
17.
It's old enough to know better.
Yeah, so 23 years ago.
So how many
I was a
people...
late developer.
It's all right. It doesn't matter, does it?
So how many people, they're like... Is it a room full of 17-year-old boys?
yeah, I think we're all around the same age, yeah.
Or else it would be wrong.
David Whale Williams, that's the only other person I remember. Oh no, Wacky the Packy, yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's back in the days you were allowed to say things.
Well, I don't think you were ever allowed to say it.
But-
I just think people
No.
did.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a cunt, tried to do a proper super kick on me, and everybody done the double demolition, and Albert dropped him off the top rope.
Did he name himself?
I think he did actually.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Yeah.
But that's still just... Whoa.
Whoa.
Did you all shower together?
I don't remember actually. I don't actually remember that part. Which
Surely-
which is actually quite
blocked that out?
worrying.
You're trying to get a claim from me so we can all make a bit of money for doing it.
I thought you blocked that out. I don't know.
But we replaced submission bulldog, so you know how like in a
ball
normal
bag.
or Red Rover when you like got to get from one end to the other. So it's like that, but you had to basically put somebody in submission move and make them tap out before they got to the other end. So it was quite entertaining.
Jeez.
Sounds like you're at a ball.
When I was 17, I just went on holiday with the lads, got pissed up.
Did you? I don't remember what
Well,
I
it was
did when I
fine,
was
it's a bit
17.
different, isn't it?
Lads, mate, lads.
Lads, yeah.
Lads.
Someone
go
pissed
to-
on me in a bar, I remember that.
You did what?
Someone pissed on me in a bar.
Oh dear.
And then...
In the toilets or actually in the bar.
No, at the bar, you just pissed on my leg, and I went, what the fuck are you doing, mate? He was like, It was like first experience of banter.
I accidentally pissed on someone once.
I got this
So's
guy back.
Graham.
and pissed on him later. Yeah, I know, yeah.
No,
How did you do that?
No, I was in primary school just at the urinals, and my friend came in and said hello, and I just turned
Turned
around and Jack kept flowing and pissed on his leg, and he pushed me in the bin.
Oh no!
Did you then DP him? At my primary school, there was a kid. We were standing side by side at the urinal, and this is the one where it's like you're peeing against the wall. And it's just a trough on the floor. So he was standing at inches down, and this kid deliberately turns and pees on my leg.
No.
And
Dirty.
I was not happy. I told the teacher. We both went to the headmaster's office, but I bided my time. The next week, we're standing at urinal together, and then I pissed on his leg.
To get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then if we're both walking around with pissy trousers,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There you go.
As an adult, and I'd already started stand-up, I was doing a gig in Cornwall, and it was a new sort of gig, new act type thing again. This is near the beginning, and I was doing this gig, and he was the bar manager. He now owns the place himself, but he was the bar manager at the time. He's known me for a while. Came into the urinal and pissed all down the front of my shorts. Literally got his cock was pissing everywhere, and I had to go on stage. With dripping down me
Did he
pretty
know
much.
what he was doing?
Yeah, he thought it was funny. I was
Oh
like-
my
he thought,
goodness
you know,
me.
People try their jokes out on you.
What
before. They think,
animal?
oh, I'm funny. I was like, well, what am I going to do now, mate? I don't want to punch him or anything. I was
What
just
an
like,
animal.
'cause I don't do things like that. So I was like, well, I'm covered in piss. So I did my set. I walked home, got some trousers, came back, and then finished the gig. But I was
Bless
just like,
you.
It wasn't very far, but I was just, what's a bell end?
Yeah, my dad would say
I pissed
people
on
like
him
he
since
need his
then.
cock chopped off.
I pissed on him since that. That's fine. But
What is with all this then?
and he
I'm
said-
missing out as a
horrible,
woman.
though, isn't it? Like what?
What a horrible
But that's
thing
like
to
his
do.
joke. That's like, you know, when the audience comes up to you and goes, oh, I tell you, I've got a joke for you, and then they go, a dying African baby, and you're like,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
off, mate, you're a twat.
Did
You're
he
not
piss on you
funny.
and say, it's okay, I have diplomatic immunity?
No, he didn't, mate.
You don't need
Have you
to.
got any piss
It's
stories?
okay.
Have you got any...
Grow up, mate.
Because you're missing out.
Last time I
There
was
was-
hit, I did the weeing in a sheep story by accident because Graham lured me into telling you about
yeah.
it. But I don't need to go through that again.
Let's not talk about piss this time, because that went on for a long time.
Yeah, I have none other than that. As a woman, I can do that as easily as men can in public, standing up on people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've done some birthdays, we've done some pissing, we've done some
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah. What else have you got
On
for
the
us?
theme of birthdays, what is the best and or worst, the worst gift you ever received?
Me? What's the worst gift I've ever received? Oh, have you ever been to R&J Supplies in Grey Sands?
No, what's that?
It's a what rubbish and junk we call it, but it's okay if you want just random tat and shit. But my boyfriend at the time, Johnny, lovely chap, but his mother was a hoe, and she hated me and I hated her, and it was coming up to my 16th, I think it would have been, when I was with him, and she went to R&J's and picked up the fuggliest, like it was baby blue coloured pottery bear type thing with a evil face. That was a shit present.
Yeah,
Bowden,
I
worst
can't think
gift?
of anything I've received which is really bad. I mean, I've bought bad presents. I mean, I bought Graham cock mugs before,
Yeah.
and
Cock what?
A mug that's got a massive cock on it.
so he's got to grab a cock
Grab
to
a
drink.
cock to drink
Oh
it.
yeah.
Legend.
But and also my mum was an ungrateful bitch once because I thought she likes Coronation Street, she likes jigsaws, so I bought a Coronation Street jigsaw, and she decided that due to a bipolar or whatever that she didn't like jigsaws anymore and virtually threw it back in my face. So for the next 4 years I bought her TV stamps.
Oh right.
TV stamps.
Yeah, which were quite useful actually. But it's
What a
basically
dramatic
stamps you
moment,
put on a
though.
card towards your TV licence for the next year.
To have
God,
a
I'm
jigsaw
showing my
thrown
age.
back in your face.
So many pieces.
I didn't really have gifts, I don't think, mate. They've all been quite good. But yeah, like good gifts. I've had some really good gifts. Blowjob was good. But like, you know, just things
Always
like that,
a winner.
You got a bit laddie now. You were like, oh, lad, and now you're like, oh, best gift ever, BJ.
BJ.
Got a beach for my birthday.
Beach, yeah.
Some
Tell you
women
where it's from, though. Dad. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I think probably the best gift I've had is probably one I probably bought myself. And it's probably the worst one as well, is that M&M onesie.
Oh my god, that just burns
Because I've never actually worn it for its proper purpose.
to
What
sleep
is it?
in.
Oh, for sleeping in, this.
Yeah.
I suppose it would be for sleeping in.
It's a little too cold to walk around the house in, but it's fine to go on stage in.
Blowjobs then, that's a good subject. So, some women are really not very forthcoming with them, are they? Would that be a big deal for you guys if you were with someone and they didn't want to do that, or would it be a deal breaker if you were with a woman and she was like, I don't do that? Would that be a like, no, I can't be with you, or would you just think
No,
no?
not for me.
Oh,
I'm a giver. I know.
you're a giver. He's a giver. Oh my goodness.
He'd be like, if you're not going to do it, fuck it. I'm doing it.
I do know someone who tried breaking a rib to do that. But
Oh my
People trying to do
God.
that. There was all those rumours
Yeah.
like Prince and people.
Oh
doing it.
yeah.
If anyone's going to have done that, it's going to be fucking R. Kelly, isn't it? He's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can suck his
I know
own.
someone that fit their dick in a Budweiser bottle once.
My God, the poor sod. He must have been really underdeveloped.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could.
Shove your dick in a bubble.
No, as a teenager, I could.
Lick your own.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like proper down on it, or just the ends?
Like the end.
Tickle the tip, like.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, I never did. So,
I pay for it now because I've got a very bad back. And I
Well,
can't-
you make you pay for blowjobs.
Oh my God. It'll be alright then.
Yeah.
I pay for them now.
Yeah.
No more sucking my own. I'm fucking done with it. £5 down the alley, Campbell, sorted.
No, I'm really paying the price for the 2 times I came in my own mouth.
You didn't really. I suppose it doesn't matter. It's your own body, isn't it?
Yeah, but
It's
you're
like-
instantly out of the moment.
Does it put you off? You really did it. I can see the truth in his eyes, people. I looked at the mic when I said that to let you all know that he really did. You've come in your own mouth twice. What was it?
Get out.
Yeah, get out. We don't know what to say to you right now. But, yeah.
Not that you were there.
I remember that time when we were both coming in each other's mouths.
You were sucking yourself off and I just wanked in my own face.
Oh,
Fucking brilliant.
good Lord above.
Well, hopefully he's not listening.
No, hopefully not. No.
Well, on the beach subject, I did know someone who'd taken some Ritalin or one of those
I've heard of Ritalin.
ADHD medications. Yeah.
so it's an upper. It's like a
Like poppers.
Like a serotonin booster or something, is it? Or
yeah. It's kind of for people who haven't got ADHD. You get more energy. You get more kind of focused and
Right.
more kind of
limitless.
hyper aware. Yeah, really, they're like an upper. But for people with ADHD, it has the opposite effect and
Right.
it
Brings them
chills
down.
them out.
Yeah.
But people abuse it for when they're revising, when they're learning and stuff, and they'll, for example, especially in America, they'll take them to cram more in and get more focus.
Oh.
Whatever happened to Pro Plus?
Yeah.
This is just the next step. And the kids, they still have Pro Plus, but they have Ritalin and stuff like that as well. And other ones that mean you don't need to sleep as much while you're studying. So this young woman I knew, I happened to visit her at the time. She'd recently taken one of these. She was revising for
Oral
something.
Hey. Had to be done.
And we took ourselves up to her boudoir. And
Oh really? Oh my God! How does any woman resist you with lines like that?
it just happened that she'd taken the smart drug soon before, but it kind of latches on to whatever task you're doing.
Yes.
So instead of being very, very concentrated on the revision or the writing that she's doing, she was extremely focused on a blowjob.
Really?
And it went on and it went on, and she had a lockjaw, but it was like 45 minutes. You know when you've been in the bath for a long time,
Yeah.
you go kind of wrinkly.
Wrinkly. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Do you know why that? Apparently, your fingertips go wrinkly because it goes back to like prehistoric times. If you're underwater and you need to grip a surface better,
I heard that.
so it goes wrinkly. So sorry. Anyway, carry on with your wrinkly willy.
That was it.
That was it. You had a
Yeah.
wrinkly willy because of an epically long blowjob.
But very good grip.
Very good grip. You could climb a wall with that penis. Good Lord above us all.
Well, I didn't see that subject coming up.
No, that's because I'm here. It's got to turn grubby.
Bowden, last time we were talking, your name came up because we were talking about the weirdest thing you spent money on or weirdest thing you own, and we thought you'd be a good example of this.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of these.
No, it don't. Okay. Well, you got the M&M onesie.
Yeah.
I've got a cardboard cut out of the
Wait,
Spice
this
Girls.
is a onesie with
M&M's on it.
Yeah.
M&Ms.
And
Yeah,
when he
not-
wears
not-
it, you
not
can see
the wrapper.
all the outline
That'd
of
be amazing.
everything.
Not the wrapper, which I would love you to have.
In fact, can you please just get a full M&M costume? 'Cause that'd be
That would
brilliant.
be brilliant.
How good would that be if you went on stage like you're doing the M&M costume or the Meerkat costume, and you're just there in jeans, dungarees, and a hockey mask, and just
Your ass then, Mel.
and you don't reference it whatsoever
Like I did with the Meerkat.
with the Meerkat. Yeah.
So what you got a cut out of the Spice Girls?
Yeah, it's
That
about...
must be quite old now.
Yeah.
It's like an antique or something.
Probably worth some money, mate.
Yes, Lily.
And well, basically my whole wardrobe
Yeah, I've got a few interesting things.
I love all your studs. I'm trying to take a selfie. I'm not good at this. And now, Bowden, I can't get you in or anything.
I've heard that a lot.
Ah, you sod. Dirty. Hang on.
For the purpose of my...
No, Graham's not in at all. Hang on.
He said that out
Graham,
as well.
down, Graham, down.
I'm trying, but I'm going to give a sucking neck off in a minute. This is being recorded. Great radio.
Right, that'll do. Sorry, anyway. Moving on. Oh.
So things that you own, Bowden. Unusual things that
You
you
got
own.
lots of shot glasses, I remember, didn't you?
Yeah, I got lots of. That was one of my collections. I decided to. It's either for Muppets or shot glasses.
Oh, what a choice.
That's the only two choices.
I should have gone with the Muppets because it would have been a lot cheaper. But shot glasses are really simple when you go on holiday. Nice little thing to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've gone out of control with it.
Yeah, I got 400.
Oh, my dear Lord. Where'd you put them all?
Up his arse.
Hey.
What's happened to me tonight? Fucking up your arse.
I did an 8-week woodwork course to build a shelf for my first lot of shot glasses, and then I just gave up and bought 3 bookcases instead. So
No way.
When I win the lottery, I want to buy some professional shelving with a glass cover so I don't have to dust the fuckers.
Yeah, too right. Well, talking about classes where you make shizzle, do you remember in school, what were they called? Was it technology?
DT?
Yeah, that's it.
Tech?
Did you ever do anything with acrylic and you had to like saw it and make a keyring or make a
Yeah,
clock?
I
Remember
did
it?
that.
I took the skin off my own fingertips. Oosh! Did you have one of the oosh? Did you have one of those sanders that went round and round
Yeah.
well fast?
Belt sander.
They let me near it. Me, Meldrew. And so I went to sand my shitty little keyring. I was like, and it flew out of my finger. But you know when you're looking at something, you know you should stop. But I just looked at them smoking, like. Anyway, that was my story. Moving on. Yeah, it was horrible.
I remember 2 things about DT. I remember making one of those wooden cubes that was like the different types of pieces that you fit together.
Oh yeah.
And I remember almost getting knocked out because they had those metal cutter things where you pull a massive lever
Yeah.
down. And I was like standing under the massive lever, and the teacher didn't realise, just pulled it down and whacked me on the head, which could explain a lot.
Oh, Bowden.
I did food tech for
So
1
did I.
year, and you always get in trouble if you turned up without ingredients. So you didn't have to tell them what you were planning to cook. You just had to bring some stuff. So I'd forgotten
Meth.
what I'd forgotten to buy an ingredient. So I just found what we had at home and got a recipe off the internet for cookies. And I didn't realise this was an American recipe. And I should have
all in
thought it
cups
through.
or something.
It was all in cups, all in. It called for a pound of butter, which I didn't realise at the time was got a lot of butter.
That's a lot, yeah.
So I started making this recipe that makes about 300 cookies.
Nice.
Nice.
Well done. I like that.
What about you? What
cookies.
classes have you taken?
Classes, what, outside of school, in school, or what?
Yeah.
Well, I've done lots of different things. I did an MVQ in cookery, like as in chefing sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Did MVQ 1, 2, 3. Done lots of different things, surf life saving, that sort of shit as well.
Life saving.
Surf life saving.
Didn't know that.
Lifeguard
I
stuff.
can't even swim hardly.
Lots of different things. I used to be a member of the Carnbury Swimming Club. That
Amazing.
was the classes I took up until I was about 21.
That's
all that.
like playing for Accrington and Stanley.
I used to but I mean we did compete, got into like there's options to get into like the England team and then obviously go on to do things like the Olympics, but I didn't like competing. Did a couple, always won them, fucking top notch, mate.
Yeah. You didn't need to prove yourself anymore.
Yeah, fucking. I didn't like really competing. I never liked competitions in anything. I think it's just pathetic. I just can't be fucked with it. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, just want to
So
enjoy
I gave
it.
up the swimming club and then I was just concentrate on surfing for ages and did that. But that's my sort of hobbies and classes with that sort of thing, really. In school, when I did DT, I basically took my work home and then let my dad do it, and then they were like, "That's
Yes.
fucking really good, Graham. How did you do it?"
Oh,
And I was like, "I
amazing.
don't know. I'll ask my dad." But I passed my GCSEs basically based on my dad there. That
Yeah.
one.
How good is that? Hasn't he got like a lathe or something?
Yeah, he makes lots of different things. At the moment, he's building a steam engine, like a miniature one that you can sit like kids on the back and
my
drive around.
God.
Not that he's going to try and do. But
Oh my yeah, go collect the
got a
children
mini-
of the
there's a mini-
village.
there's like a
Just
mini
trying to
railway.
kidnap kids on a steam engine.
There's a little mini railway in Perranporth there's like a steam club there, and they basically you get these. They're sort of like about that long, about that wide, and then you've got like the big seats.
Yeah,
you see them at like certain fairs and things like that, and then they go around the track and they book a ticket and they do that. And that's what it's for. So he's building things. So he builds them from scratch, just like those sort of things, and makes lots of things. He used to because he used to be an engineer before he was a paramedic and things. So he's just good at engineering and things like that, and building shit and making stuff.
I have
Very
no
good.
skills. I have no skills when it comes
You make
to.
me feel quite inferior with my Lego Tower Bridge.
It's not me. It's all him. I can't do fuck all.
I did go to college. I've never really taken any class. I did jiu-jitsu once.
I can just imagine you were doing jiu-jitsu.
It was terrible, and I was so massive
Imagine
compared to
getting hit
my
by those
partner.
feet.
I was paired with the only other female there.
Yeah.
She was about 5 foot, and I'm 6 foot, like mountain troll. I was afraid to unleash my full power on her because it would only take one move, and I would have squished her flat.
I get images of a really bad knockoff version of Bruce Lee Way of the Dragon. The final scene where there's that Jeet Kune Do guy who's about 8 foot tall.
That's Mel.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, with my massive feet.
Horrible. No, I'm really bullying you today.
No, it's okay. They were laughing at my big, massive feet earlier. They are big.
I can imagine her
You
kicking
start-
someone through a window.
Yeah. Oh, I kicked a nurse when I was in hospital because she tried to wash me.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, chorus her soul. Well, I nearly made contact. I didn't actually make contact, but Mum did say if I had, she would have gone through the wall. She was tiny. My foot was big. I was angry. She had
Like
a
sideshow
washcloth.
Bob feet.
Yeah, boof, look at them. They got some length.
They're a beast. They're about the same size as Nick's, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm about 6 foot.
Yeah. Yeah. I need them to balance, man.
What size
Seriously.
are they? Like 8s or something? Or bigger?
Pushing a 9.
9?
If I wear an open toe 8, I claw over like a budgie on a perch. It's all, it's not a good look.
They're cantilevering your whole height.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like a bridge.
Yeah, like a bridge, yeah. Poor Bella, though, she was lovely. She's like, let me wash you. I need to wash you. You stink. Come on, let me wash you. And I was like, hook off, Bella. Doof. But luckily someone pulled her out the way. But I was high on morphine, so that's why.
So it's better, was she Chinese or Italian?
I have no idea. She was lovely and petite,
got
though.
Italian.
Bella, I don't know what accent it was, but she
Bella
she was
normally-
beautiful and lovely.
Bella, a normal, traditional Chinese name.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I sound Chinese?
No.
A bit like Derek from India.
This has turned weird, hasn't it? though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I always turn things weird. Yeah. So I got big feet. What is it you started singing at me earlier about the Jungle Book?
I'm the king of the swingers, yeah, the jungle VIP.
Basically, I've got monkey feet. I can hang off a branch with them. First thing my dad said when I was born, see the size of her bloody feet. And then I pissed on him, and it served him right. Talking about piss again. It was an accident. It was an accident. But it served him right, yeah.
So you're bullying Mel.
I'm not.
He does always pick on me.
I don't.
Did you have any
he doesn't.
nicknames
He's
at
lovely. Oh, yeah, but I don't know if I can say it. Oh, well, because I don't know why I keep looking at the mic like it's a person. The thing is, I was really tall, not as tall as I am now. I was really thin, like.
What's your fucking word? You're at school, you better. When I came out, it was 6'3".
But I was.
Poor mother got split in two.
I was drain pipe thin, I had no figure, no boobs, no hips, but I was drain pipe thin. And Mum used to cut my hair, so I had a big bushy head of hair. But it was really short. Do you remember the Oompa Loompas in the original one, the good one? Oompa Loompa, the bit. Oh, freaking hell! She tried her best. She didn't know I was being bullied within an inch of my life. Massive size 9 feet and big hands, right?
I don't know what she's demonstrating, but it's like my full play technique.
Oh, like that, and then like that. But don't know what that is. But the nickname that they gave me is a word people use to describe a male
Tranny.
who is that was my nickname, and it was highly offensive, and I took it and I took it and I took it until year 11, and the chap on the bus that used to call me tranny.
I was going to say because
Look, I'm going through a very difficult story here that hurts my heart. No,
Me
you're not.
too.
And so he was walking down the corridor, and as was I, and I did a little double take, like, no one's here, I'm going to get him. But because I knew he'd say it, and as I walked past, sure enough, he went, Tranny. Like I'd never heard it before. I scruffed that boy. Caught him by the collar, my darling, and I smacked his head that hard off the wall. I knocked him clear. He slid down the wall, and all I felt was pure elation. But I ran off because I knew I'd be in trouble, and he never picked on me again. But that was my nickname, and they were evil people.
I remember you saying about that girl that used to call you
Tranny, and now she's got an Adam's apple and a beard.
Yeah.
And she works down bloody Lidl's, right? She used to call me Tranny, made my life miserable. Hey, you mingy, Tranny, woo! Like this. Boo, me crying. Forward 15 years, I go down to Lidl's, someone's scanning me kumquats now. Oh, look who it is. It's Naomi that used to call me a Tranny. Turns out, because I know someone that knows her, she should be taking pills to control her dicky thyroid. She ain't taking those no more because they make her
She looks
overweight.
Like Mr. Thomas, apparently. Like
Yeah.
Proper
Hairy bit. Right. If you want to be hairy, ladies, that's fine, carry on. But she used to mock me. And so she scans me kumquats and suddenly I realise who it is. And the irony and the karma and the beautiful moment of realising it was her, and with this big Adam's apple, because she don't want to put on weight, she chooses instead to have to shave like a man and get a 5 o'clock shadow, have an Adam's apple and a voice like a bloke, like, I'll be 14.99. Like, you know? I'm like, thank you. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't remember me.
You should have just laughed in her face.
Yeah. I was like, here you are in Lidl's, looking like Nigel, not Naomi. Oh, I love it. I just thought it was a sweet moment, really. But
Yeah, it's good.
it's terrible if you have thyroid problems. I'm not mocking that. But she does deserve to be mocked a little bit. She's got children now. And have you ever... What I hate about bullies is when I look at them now, they've got their own children. How the devil will they feel if their children are picked on? Do you know what I mean?
Do you not think their kids will be the bullies?
Probably.
I don't know,
Already I hate them.
If they do get bullied, though, like, that'd be their sudden realisation of how much of a cunt they were.
Yeah,
So hopefully
yeah.
they'll be nicer to people.
Yeah, because people do change. You know, there was a guy in school and in geography. He was evil to me. He was like, oh, the biggest thing was people calling me a grunter and a munter and a hairy beast and all the rest of it. It was just horrible the whole time. And then as the school years passed on, he apologised to me, and that took guts. You know, to come up and say, look, I'm really sorry. I treated you like crap, and he was really, really sorry. And we became actually quite good friends. I respected that of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
As a kid, I went to school with Guy. I went to school with. I never actually did any bullying, but I knew that he was getting bullied all the time. And I remember walking into the toilets, and I feel really bad. It plays on my mind because I didn't do anything to stop it. But I remember seeing one of the bullies literally get his head and smack it into the toilet thing. But this guy, he literally didn't want to show any weakness.
Yeah.
So he was just going, "Is that it?" Like doing stuff like that, and he would literally beat the fuck out of him.
Poor little chap.
And I was just stood there like, oh, I should do something, but I didn't. I feel really bad. But now this guy's an expert knife maker, and I reckon like he's well famous for it. He's really good at making these knives. I just reckon he's got the list. Do you know, like in Billy Madison, that guy's got the list. He ticks off his name. Crosses it out. Go, he's fine now. I reckon he's got that, and he's like, because he's got so good at this knife making, he's going to see someone one day and just be like, boom.
Yeah.
Because it must have scarred him.
Yeah.
And things, he's a
How
lovely bloody
awful.
guy as well, and I feel really bad.
A lot of the time, people that are bullied are lovely people, and they're the people that they just got victim written all over them because they're soft and they're kind and they're, you know. It made me a hugely empathetic person.
Is it Bill Gates? I think it was. It says never bully the geeks because one day you'll be working.
Yeah,
Or something
such
like
a
that.
true
Which
thing.
is so true, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because some of my friends, you know, the ones that kind of got bullied, I was the in between guy, so I was friends with guys that were like twats.
Yeah.
But I was friends with the other guys as well, so I was on either side. I was in the middle ground, and like if there's someone, at one point there was a guy getting bullied, a couple of years below, and my mum came to me and said, "This guy's getting bullied because she worked with the mum. Can you sort it out? Because the school's not doing anything." So I just spoke to the two hard twats that I knew over there.
Yeah.
So look, don't bully him, but can you walk him home, make sure he gets back? So they walked a few steps around. He never got bullied again. Because they literally went and beat the shit out of these other guys who were like, "Oh fuck,"
And then they
we're in
didn't
shit. And
touch
then
him
he was a
anymore.
nice guy, but now he's like fucking super, like really high paid, really good job type thing.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I've never understood the mentality of victimising others, ever. Even as a child, it never occurred to me to make somebody else feel bad, ever. It's a horrible thing.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, this is morbid, isn't it morbid?
Did you have any
grief.
nicknames?
Yeah. I still got one now, haven't I? BFG.
Oh, I love the
So I have that.
BFG.
But it was more Big Fat Graham.
Oh,
And as one person said, it's like, one person said, "What do they call you BFG? Is it Big Fat Gay?" I was like, no. I just owned it instead, though. Kind of took the nickname on because it was meant to be bullied, sort of a nickname bullying sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just took it on and then made it my own, and it
Yeah.
kind of worked. And then everyone was like, BFG, and it was kind of like a nice thing instead. So
Turned
that was
it
the way
around
you
for
turn it
yourself.
around. But I didn't really get bullied. Early on, I got bullied when I was actually a lot younger, but I just beat the fuck out of the bully.
good for you. Wish I'd done that.
And he left school
Did
in the
you
end.
fucking knocked him
Yeah,
out?
not till year 11 though. I was nearly left. The mental scarring was done long ago.
I had a couple of fights when I was in primary school school that lasted me all the way through to the end of college, so no one picked up.
No one
just
picked on
because they
you
were
'cause-
pretty brutal sort of things.
Yeah.
So I kind of got along with each and every one of them in the end, so it was all right. I just kind of, I say, middle ground. I tried to get along with as many people as I can.
Yeah.
There was a kid I knew. He was in my year, and everyone knew that he'd told me the story that he was getting off his bike, and somehow one of his balls got twisted. It was a testicular torsion.
Good
So
God.
like the little string that it's on gets twisted. like a kink in a hose. And just referencing one of your bits.
Literally.
And so he'd basically had to have surgery because he thought it was just a bit of a ball ache, but then woke up and it was the size of a grapefruit and black.
Oh, God.
And so he had to have surgery and have it removed. So everyone was just like, oh, that was him.
Oh, that was him.
That was exactly what it was. But then I said, why does everyone call you the Womble? And everyone sings.
Womble.
And then everyone sings at him, remember you're a Womble. And he looked at me and said,
Womble. Sorry.
that was my exact reaction.
Sorry.
And I realised, as I was speaking to him, like, kindly in his face, saying, why do people sing remember you're a Womble? And he just looked at me like, Womble?
Just the penny didn't drop for a minute.
I had an operation on my testicle. I've had them a couple of times now. I had an operation on my...
You had 3.
Yeah, big loads.
Reduction.
So I had an operation on mine. I remember I had one when I was in secondary school. I was about 15, and there was a rumour going around that something had happened to me and I'd never be able to have kids. And I was like, how does anyone know what's going on? Where did this rumour come from? The fact I didn't even tell anyone what the operation was. No one knew. How the fuck did they get to that conclusion?
That you can never have
They were
children.
like almost on the right trail. As in, like, I actually did have something wrong with my testicles and I had to have an operation for it. It's just a weird thing, but the rumours at start is amazing.
Yeah, when you just...
Because some kid would have had to have that in his head and tell it to someone,
Yeah, and then it goes around.
and they would have to believe it, and then it had to spread. I don't know if people really believe that stuff, or if they just it's too
like,
good not to
you know
share.
that classic where they're just like someone they say like, oh, Peter, have you heard about him? He was wanking in his room the other night. Wanking. When he woke up, there was a coffee next to his bed. That classic.
Yeah.
And it goes around for about that carries on for years. It's always someone. You know that's not real. That
Yeah.
did not happen.
We had that story about someone. We had one which I would tell to people as a funny story, as in this happened to someone, a friend of a friend. But then Jason Manford started telling it on TV, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to tell it anymore because people think I'm Nicky, a joke from TV.
Yeah.
That it was about this kid who goes on a cross-country run, dislocates his hip, and he's like there on the floor, and the teacher comes over trying to be a have-a-go hero to put his hip back into place. So gets him and cranks him, but in that point his testicle has wandered into that socket, crushes the testicle in his hip socket, and then rips his vocal cords by screaming.
That's a very elaborate story.
So far
did I
fetched,
ever tell
isn't
you
it?
my testicle fell out this sack?
Tell me now.
I had another operation at one point, and basically I've got a scar that goes right up through here. And
Right in the middle.
I love a good scar. It makes someone
We've all
sing
got
well
that one.
hard.
An actual proper, like, they've cut it open and they've done what they need to do, reduced all the swelling and things like that. And I went and had a shower. I have to be really gentle. It was literally all bandaged up. It looked like I had the fucking biggest dick in the world today. I wear tight trousers just so it bulge out like to my knees, like fucking huge. So you just have to wrap it up. So yeah, I had it all bandaged up and stuff like that, and then you take it off and they say you've got to have a sponge, like a wet sponge, and then you've got to clean the bad boys. So I rubbed a bit too hard and then literally ripped the stitching, and it's like literally like nerve endings and like this little thing.
Oh, no.
And I literally passed out, and I was 20, I think 3 or something like that, and at that point I've never. It's so embarrassing to think about because my dad had to carry and scoop it and.
Oh, my dear
My
man,
own dad
I don't have
seeing me
nuts,
naked
but
at
that's
23,
making me wince.
touching the inside. It was the most painful thing. I literally passed out from pain.
Bless
It was
you.
What did it look like? You saw your actual your bollock.
Well, I couldn't really.
You weren't
remember because I was kind of a
you
bit
were-
like
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah, basically.
But then then
Like when you know you've cut your knee or something, you look at it, it feels much worse.
yeah, exactly. But so I guess the only way I could describe it is, from what I can think of, was sort of like an oyster.
Oh yeah, white and.
like all sort of like that sort of. That's what I can imagine.
Oh,
anyway.
Graham, you've been through
But
some
yeah, it was
shit.
horrible.
Oh.
It was horrible, and but I don't. The next time I had an operation down there, because I've had a few, as I said, they cut in this way, so I've got a scar that goes up here, and they cut in and they go
In
down.
your abdomen?
And yeah, so it's like that sort of area, and then it goes sort of like a crisscross, and then they go down, and then they do the operation that way, and it was much better for me that
Yeah.
way. But the problem is like sitting down like this. I sat down like this, I couldn't do it, so I'd have to be lying like this wherever I went. So imagine going in the car anywhere for like a few
Yeah,
months.
You
yeah.
need to be lying back.
It's
So
horrible.
much pain.
They told me that I wasn't allowed the last time. You're not allowed to have any sexual, any form of sexual activity at all for at least 6 weeks. And I was seeing this girl at the time, and she dumped me the day.
No.
And I had not had sex with her yet. We were seeing each other. We'd been on dates and stuff, and she dumped me pretty much the day. She was like, "No, I can't wait. I found someone else." And I
You
was like,
are joking.
no.
What a cow?
Mate, tell you what, I've never wanked so much in my life though. It was fucking. I thought it was going to fall off.
Oh my god.
So how you had three separate
things. Yeah.
operations?
So I've had like a twist. I've had
That was what Will had. Womble.
yeah. So I had a.
I should have said his
twist.
name. That's what Womble
But it
had.
was, they can just sort it out. They kind of just undid it. It's
Yeah.
fine, and that was good. You just have to be careful. I can't remember how that happened actually. It was just something quite simple. I got kicked in the bollocks. That was what it was. So that was horrible. And then so that was bad. I had another one when it was just there was like a swelling. It just swelled. There was something wrong with it, and it swelled up to the point that it was just ridiculously huge. And
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get this sorted. And
Something
they did
ain't
that.
right.
And another time was a bit more serious, and they had to operate and get rid of some bits. And it was,
right.
so it's a bit different, and I've got something else in there now. So yeah,
Have you
a
really?
bit of a different subject.
Wow.
Bionic ball.
Bionic ball.
Are
No,
your balls
I've
all
still got. I've still
He
got
said something a bit
tested.
different. You got some IKEA shells.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you
No, I've
got
still
going
got.
on
I've
down
still
there.
got the balls. It's fine.
The balls.
There's just a little bit of work, you know. A little
Yeah,
bit
just
of work
a little
done.
bit of rigging.
But now I've got the right size balls. Apart from they now sag down to about my knees because I'm so old.
Oh, Graham.
See, I've got low balls.
Low balls.
They're very
Your balls hang.
yeah. They're low.
They hang low, do they?
But I've had the thing where it twists round, but it's not a big. It's. I feel like something in my stomach feels like it's not quite right. It's not as bad as being when you've been hit there, but it's like something not quite right. And I'll either go to the loo and just sort of,
I feel sick. I'm sorry.
and I'll just manually do it, or I'll have a shower, and it
Ooh.
sorts itself.
Yeah.
Good
weird.
man. You like one of them? Do you know at Royal Cornwall in the bull tent where their balls are hanging down like that? Is that what you're like?
That's what you like.
It's really like that. Yeah.
I
you can-
feel I can't go in that tent because I'm afraid the balls will kick and stuff. But they're massive.
I think it's only by virtue of having such low ones that
Yeah.
the string is long enough that
Yeah.
the twist isn't tight.
So you can undo it yourself.
Yeah.
Sort of. Sorry.
Why? I just find one little thing about this podcast is that it's always disgusting, isn't it?
It's always disgusting. It's always disgusting.
I think that's the
Do
thing
you
that we have.
shave them?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
Well,
do you
I've tried, it's really difficult on the actual balls. I find.
Yeah.
Well, it's such a wrinkly
I think you've got to buy
surface.
some of that cream stuff. You know,
Oh,
not
don't
the
you'll
stuff-
get blistery
Not
balls.
the stuff that sort of burns, but you know the stuff that you can sort of get a strip and it comes
Oh,
off quite
right.
simply. Because otherwise, I find that you'll just cut yourself, whatever you use.
But you don't need,
See,
Just
I've got
personal
history on this because I'll normally keep it trimmed, but then I'll go a while without doing it, and that's bad. Like if you go straight with a razor blade to
Long
get it
ones.
done, you've got to go with a beard trimmer or something
That's
to
what they
Otherwise
usually
it's
cut
do.
down the bush. Early on, when you're learning these things, you're finding your way, puberty, I took some nail scissors to try and give it a
did you
haircut.
catch your skin?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my
Yeah, I've done
god.
it as well.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not
not
with nail
good.
scissors, I actually use some fucking proper kitchen scissors.
Oh.
I get to
Oh.
snipped it. It's horrible, mate.
Oh
Like
my
you were
god.
trying to spatchcock a chicken.
It's
Do
horrible.
you
I
shave
wasn't
yours,
very careful with it.
Bowden?
No, I have the occasional snip just to tidy it
Just
up.
tidy it up,
not
yeah.
even tidy it up
Just
because
to-
nobody else is looking at the fucking
Oh, Bowden. But to me, it meant to be. Oh, it doesn't bother me. Personal preference, isn't
Just-
it? But I
just
mean,
make it a
it
bit
wouldn't
more
bother me
airy.
if I was with someone and they will just let it grow because you're meant to be. It's natural, but
I think it kind of looks tidy. It
looks tidy.
It looks nice. It feels
It's
nice.
easier.
It does feel
Cleaner.
nice, so if it's at least trimmed.
Yeah, I
And you
agree.
dip
Same
it
for a
big.
woman. It's same for a woman. Like some people say,
Well,
oh,
yours
you're
does
doing it
anyway.
because you feel pressure to do it. It's not a pressure thing. It's like it just feels nicer.
See, I've tried it with Nair before.
Oh God,
Oh,
that
one
burn.
that have you seen the thing on Amazon or whatever it is.
No,
in their
no,
helmet,
no.
do not put on cock or bollocks.
Oh.
It says that thing.
I got some in my asshole. It was burning my asshole.
Asshole.
Menthol shampoo is bad enough.
Oh yeah, I know menthol or that original source mint bloody
It's like in
shower
Jason Bamford's
gel.
one where he says it's like a midship blowing, eating polos blowing on your bum all day. Doing that, I remember that was cracked me up when I read that.
Yeah.
I watched it.
I was hopping around not knowing what to do when I
Yeah.
had nair in my asshole. But I get a very hairy crack and very hairy hole.
Yeah, so you like to get rid of it.
Well, I try and keep it trim, but it's a lot more difficult.
You can't. Yeah, how does one trim their bum hole?
Well, I'll draw you a diagram.
You can laser that now.
I know.
was literally
Yeah.
about to say, can you laser that?
You can get lasered anywhere.
Kaylee used to do, as you know, she did laser technology
Yeah.
stuff. Laser technology sounds like a class, doesn't it? Laser stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
lasers.
That's what you were missing out when you were
But she said
taking your
that,
DT
like,
home.
people would come in, they'd lie down, they'd be like, "Get me bumhole done, please," and she'd go with the
Laser
laser, and they
bum?
would just let off in her face. She'd be going,
No.
"Bzzz," and they'd be women just going.
No,
Because
no.
you're so you've got to be so relaxed
Yeah.
to do it, sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's because she's spreading your
no.
cheeks. Like,
Oh, that's horrible.
and then she said they'd literally whistle in her face. Like, oh. And I was just like, why are you doing this? Go and work in boots, love. Like, what are you doing this for? But apparently it pays very well.
Oh, I was going to say, is she getting paid well? Because I'd want to be for that.
I think, well,
Look
she
at
was
that.
getting paid well. I think she stopped now.
Oh,
Probably.
don't the lasers set it alight?
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I think
No,
it,
it's
it
like-
burns it, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not sort of going to.
I had some
That'd be
sessions.
funny if your
done,
arsehole went on
laser
fire.
sessions, but
on your arsehole.
on the bikini line area. But I had to stop because of some medication I was given, and apparently, if I'd had laser treatment with the medication, I would have got some weird skin reaction.
Gremlin
so-
would come out or something.
Yeah. It was a shame because I paid like
Don't
quite
let
a
it
lot
get
of money
wet
for
after
that,
midnight.
Oh, you dirty boy!
Oh, I don't know what it is. Whenever like Bowden has the knack, if you'll like be quiet for a while and then just throw in a
Say
zinger,
something, yeah.
a zinger that like gets a spontaneous
Nice.
applause.
Ian
Nice.
Golden.
Ian Golden, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ian Golden.
God Almighty!
Yes, but I've trimmed the front. I want to finish this up because I trimmed the front,
finish
but I
this up.
didn't trim the back.
Yeah.
I've got this right now. I've got this tuft. On the
Tufty
taint.
bollocks.
I've got this tuft on,
On
my
the
taint.
I call it twirrent. Oh, it's a taint. Oh, twirrent there and it twirrent there. That's
Oh, okay.
all right. Well, there you go.